Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Brooklyn Squad video. It's 2:50 a.m. and I am here to drop another video for you guys. When you come in, please hit the subscribe button. It's easy. All you have to do is come in, check us out, and subscribe. If you don't like what you see, then you can unsubscribe. You do have choices today, but at least give us a chance to give yourself a chance because you're missing out, baby, okay? Also, you see that little bell on the corner? Hit that notification quick because you're going to have to know when we're going to drop another video. You want to be informed, right? Well, to be informed, you need to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. We talk about a lot of things on this channel. And I want to give my subscribers a shout out. I love you, subscribers. I'm grateful for you guys subscribing me. And let's keep on rising to the top, okay? So I'm not going to talk a lot. We have a video on sex, money, and power, part 4. We've been talking about sex, money, and power on this platform for a little bit now. So let's get into a video that actually points some interesting points out. I haven't seen this video yet, so it's my first time watching with you guys, okay? All right, get your popcorn, get your wine, get your weed, shit, get whatever you're gonna get. Sit back, enjoy yourself, and watch this video.
Power, sex, money starts in 30 seconds.
Hey.
Welcome to Power, Sex, Money.
Welcome to Past Sex and Money. My name is Brian Abajo, and I'm your host this evening. Past Sex and Money is a program of Watoto Church where we interact with real people, hear real stories, and build real solutions to life. We believe God wants you to live a blessed life, and so we host guests who share their stories, and we're able to learn biblical principles that position you to live the life that God wants you to live. So today, let's talk about sex. We live in a highly sexualized day. It's in the culture, it's in the music, it's in the arts, it's in the entertainment, it's in the marketing. And there's a pressure for people to begin to live according to this lifestyle. We know now that it leaves many people with pain, resentment, and regret. As we talk to our guests today, we're going to hear the triggers that lead people into this kind of life, but also how we can live a life of freedom. So we're in for a great conversation today on power, sex, and money. And joining us are two friends that are going to share their stories and help us explore today's topic. Let's talk about sex. I want to start with the gentleman seated next to me here. Please tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
It is such a delight to be here, Pastor Brian. My name is Stephen, and I'm a child of God.
Come on.
I'm a married man, and my wife and I have the privilege to give pastoral oversight over Watoto Subi, the children's village. We have over 1,000 young people there doing life for them since 2016, and it's been an absolute joy.
It's fantastic.
So, yes.
And you have two sons that look exactly like you.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, they have bits of me and their mother as well. So,
And you've
they are
done a
enjoying.
great job, Stephen. They love you. It's the city that
The city on the hill that
city on the
rocks.
hill. Fantastic. It's
Yes.
great to have you. Welcome to
Thank,
Past Sex and Money,
thank
Stephen.
you very much.
Annabelle,
Yes, Pastor Brian.
please tell the people of Past Sex and Money who you are and what you do.
It's such an honor for me to be here. My name is Annabelle Nakabiri Sebachije. Those are my long sentence of names. Trust me, I had to delete 2 of them that I no longer, have
So
to
you
use.
it's 5 names.
It's 5 names.
Come on now. Okay.
There is Chumulo and Letitia, but anyway,
Wow.
I no longer have to use those. I am, a mother of 3 beautiful children, 2 boys and 1 girl, married to Isaac Sebashije. We are going to make 10 years, and we plan to repeat our wedding.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. When we grow up, we want to
Yes,
be like
yes. Well, it
Fantastic.
is really because we don't have any pictures from our first wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
That's the stuff of legends.
And of late, it's like everyone has to have something to show.
That's
so
right, that's
I just
right.
want to do my wedding again just to get pictures.
There you go. There you go. No, it's great to have you on Pass Sex and
Yes.
Money, Annabelle. Looking
Yeah.
forward to hearing your story, and you're doing incredible work with Remnant Generation. We're going to get into that
Yeah.
in a little bit. Today we want to hear your stories. Your stories are both very important. I've interacted with you, and I know your stories, but I know that our friends today at Pass Sex and
Introducing BET Plus,
Fuck.
our new subscription on demand.
Sorry, guys.
and leads into a tailspin of behavior, habits, or a lifestyle that goes against everything you've believed.
Yeah.
You've been the perfect child up to this point, and then just something happens. Annabelle, there was anger, there was resentment.
Yes.
Something happened to you as a young girl. Tell us about that and how that led you into that place of anger and what then followed, the mindset. You hated men and all of that. Something happened that became the key to how you viewed sex and how you viewed men and everything else. So just tell us
Yeah.
a bit about that.
So when I was around 12 years old, I had just finished my primary 7. I come from a Muslim family where it was a big polygamous family. So my parents were always having issues. There is no woman that wants to share a husband, even in a setting where religion would allow for that. But there is always those, things that are under the carpet that always come out later. And there was a lot of fights and, bits of witchcraft and disagreements with my parents. And time came when they could no longer be together. So my mom left. And I remember the day she was going away, she went through the back door. And she talked, my Muslim name was Aisha. And she told me, Aisha, look after your siblings. I am the biggest sister of, among 5. So it's 5 of us between my mom and dad. But we have other siblings that are, older because, like I mentioned, it's a polygamous family.
Right.
So, but when she went, I thought, well, it was just a fight. She was running away to save her life. She'll come back the following day. She didn't. And so I was 12 years old with the responsibility to take care of my siblings. I had to figure out quickly how that is done. I remember I used to go with mom to the garden and get food. We used to go to the well and fetch water. And then I realized there are some things you cannot get without money, so I needed to make money.
Right.
And I started going around washing clothes until one day when one of my young sisters fell sick. She got measles and she really fell sick. And we needed help. So I walked all the way. We used to stay in Bunamwaya. So I walked all the way from home to where my dad used to work. My dad was a butcherman for the longest time. It was like the family business. So when we get there, he gets to realize, well, we need somebody to come home and stay with us because he was committed to
Away at work.
away at work, but also with the other families, with the other wives that were there. And at home, mom had left. So one of our stepbrothers came home to be with us and, to provide, to be the eldest, to provide that cover and care. And unfortunately, the person that was supposed to look after us is the very person that abused me. So I got sexually abused by my stepbrother. And, it was one of those images that I've really tried to get out of my head. And even after such a long time, it's that image it's kind of stuck in there. It doesn't go. It was the first time that I got to see a man naked. It was the first time I got to see a penis. It was the first time I got to, and it was not in a place where you it was all like a movie, like a nightmare kind of thing, where you're in this place and somebody is telling you, if you scream, I'm going to hurt you. And I couldn't scream, I couldn't shout. I had with me and my other young sisters were all sleeping in the same bed. And after he raped me, he just ran off to the other room. I woke up that morning, went around looking for somebody to talk to. I went to one of my aunties. I talked to her about what had happened. I think she believed me, but maybe she didn't want to show it. But she didn't do anything. Yeah. She just told me to be there and to take a shower, not to go home. You know, she'll come back after work and we shall talk about it. And the next thing I knew is that we were being asked to pack our bags to go and stay with one of our stepmothers. So we went and stayed there, and it was so many of us. It was different, children from different places. It was really a squeezed environment, and there were other older boys there. And now, for me, any sight of a boy or a man caused a lot of fear.
Right.
I was always shaking. I would find myself holding something and then it just drops.
Right.
I would find myself many times just crying without, like, just standing there and just tears coming through my eyes. I started questioning why my mom had gone and never come back. And I really was desperately wanting to talk to my dad about what happened.
Right.
And he was never, he was always engaged. He was always busy. He was not really giving us the audience. And even when I tried to sometimes talk to him about how we are not eating well, how we are not being treated well, it looked like I was the bad one,
And that it's so
Yeah.
unfortunate, in the what should be a safe place,
Yeah.
our homes,
Yeah.
is where abuse happens.
Yeah.
And it then leaves you, and it left you in a place where you are vulnerable,
Yeah.
and then begins to trigger the anger. And so talk to us a little bit, and I'm coming to you, Pastor Stephen, because these actions then trigger a certain
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
You had anger and resentment.
Yes.
Going to school, of course, you're seeing boys in your family, they are men. Talk to us about the anger and maybe how that drove you to a place where you resented men. If you just
Yeah.
take maybe 2 minutes and
Yeah,
talk to us about that.
it is so devastating, like you have mentioned, to imagine that the people that are supposed to protect you and defend you can actually be the people that hurt you the most. Now, to every girl, Pastor Brian, you will realize that their virginity is a treasure. Like it is something that they hold on to. And if it is violated and it is taken away from them in a way that they have not consented to it, they don't even know what happened. It is like you get to a place where you kind of feel like everything that you valued has been taken away. There's a time when it felt like, you're like that cloth when, if you've been to the tailor show and you have this full meter and they just cut out the piece that is important and then the other rag is dropped. And then society affirms that with so many names, used benzene, all those different things. So to just bring this picture that if you have had sex outside marriage, and it doesn't matter whether it is desired or not desired, you're all, put in this
Almost
same
treated
pot.
off.
Or yeah, treated off and all that. And for me, I think what was so hurting was the realization that this was my own blood. And
Family member.
a family member, and the fact that I tried as much as I can to get help from my family to tell them about what has happened, and no one was available. So I hated men with a passion. It is a miracle that I am married, and my husband knows that. And when the first time that I met him, I gave him my CV of why I did qualify to be his wife.
Wow. So not only did it
Yes.
drive you to a place of resentment and
Yes.
anger towards men, it then takes you to a place where you feel like you don't match up. You're not good enough
Yes.
to even be a wife.
Exactly. And you don't deserve, you're like, you use material. Who wants to take home a girl and show them? I say, Mom, I'm going to get married to this one. Oh, she's beautiful, she's bright, but you understand. So even now, to the point that if I get to share my story publicly, it took a lot of conversations and prayer for us to get to a place where I'm comfortable sharing my story, because then society looks at you in a different way. You understand? And I'm a mother, and then there are so many things that they say are at stake, but I know that there are many girls and women out there that have been through this.
We want to make sure that we talk about that, because a tragic incident like that will also even affect your view of what sex really is. It's supposed to be a gift.
Yeah.
And now here you are in this great relationship coming to you. There's a guy interested in making you his wife, but there's this thing in the back of your mind that it's almost like a barricade. How do you move beyond that? Pastor Stephen, a magazine.
Yes.
It seems like something that is very innocent, but the content of that magazine can lead you down a road that can greatly affect you.
It changed everything for me. Again, nobody watches pornography, and that's it. If there is anything that will drive you to an action, it's pornography, because it will lead you to a habit, and an action that will become a habit, and if you're not careful, a character, and then a destiny. And so for me, when I looked at that, I thought, wow, I'd never seen anything like that. And as a teenager, you have all sorts of hormones really raging, and that's when it set me on the path of masturbation. And I can't tell you anybody taught me how to do that. It just, from those pictures I saw, it set me on the path, and I just knew this was wrong. You know how God has actually given us a conscience? Forget about all the teachings right now that are available. At that time, I did not have anything concerning that. But I just knew this is wrong. And that was a secret part of me that nobody else knew about. But out here, I was this nice church guy. Honestly, I loved Jesus with a passion since the fall from the tree. But if there was one thing I could do about my life, was to deal with that secret monster that was really devouring me. Of course, finished S6, joined university, actually went to UCU. But yes, and nobody even knew. And I was involved in worship leading. I was involved in missions and different things. But, I would go for a few months, sometimes, almost a year, and I would relapse. And that's when I got to realize, this, you can't keep fighting a battle a certain way, and you need to be able to change, your approach if every time you're on the losing end. And then I got to realize that there is already power that is available to me to be able to overcome that. We would have missions and different things. Sometimes a pastor would preach and they would say, hey, there is hope for you to get out of masturbation and pornography, and I wanted to believe that, but you see, when you live a life that is long enough with the lie of the enemy, it makes it very hard for you to believe that you can actually get out. And I would read, verses like, if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. I wanted that to make sense in my own life. And so eventually, I joined the Watoto choirs. I was on that journey. Then I connected straight away with a friend, Alex, you know him, Alex Ozzy, and we both felt like God was basically calling us to be able to make a difference in our generation. And so we would keep in touch. We were not even on the same choir. And when I went, I was...
Guys, I don't know. Wow. That lady's been through some shit, right? And he has too. Masturbation, porn, that's all an addiction. share this story could go in all the categories in my playlist. So tell me what you think about this video. I didn't play a lot of it, and I'm sorry I wasn't on the screen as I usually am with you guys, but I was doing different things around here. But tell me what you think about this video and hit thumbs up, okay? Love you guys. Love you to the best of me. Bye.